Penalty drama steals show as Atleti and Arsenal draw first leg of Champions League semi. Atletico Madrid and Arsenal played out a competitive 1-1 draw in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League UCL semi-final, which was dominated by penalty drama. Contesting a second successive UCL semi-final for the first time in their history, Arsenal knew a rock-solid start was needed in the Spanish capital, where Atletico were unbeaten in their previous 6 UCL knockout games against English sides W3, D3. Roared on by the vociferous home support, Diego Simeone's men created the first meaningful chance of the match, as David Raya reacted smartly to parry a curled effort from Julian Alvarez around the post. The Gunners responded well to that scare, though, with captain Martinodegaard seeing a dangerous strike blocked by Johnny Cardoso, before the lively Noni Madueke fired wide from 25 yards. Having emerged victorious from 5 of their preceding 6 UCL trips this campaign D1, Arsenal continued to stamp their authority on proceedings as the first half progressed, and Mikel Arteta's men were rewarded shortly before the break when David Hanko clumsily bundled into the back of Victor Gyökeres in the box. The Swede dusted himself off and assumed the responsibility from the spot, powering a confident penalty through the grasp of Jan Oblak to score his 19th goal of the season, giving the Gunners a valuable advantage at half-time. Determined to find an immediate response, Atletico came flying out of the blocks at the start of the second period, with Alvarez flashing a free kick into the side netting and Ademola Lookman seeing a close-range shot repelled by Raya. The hosts' pressure showed no signs of relenting, and they were soon awarded a penalty of their own when Ben White was penalised for a handball in the box. Alvarez stepped up to the spot for the Rojiblancos, and the talismanic Argentine swept a clinical penalty beyond a stationary Raya to restore parity. Armed with the momentum heading into the final half-hour, Atletico went agonizingly close to taking the lead in the 63rd minute as Antoine Griezmann's clipped effort bounced off the bar. The hosts remained the more threatening of the two sides in the final third, but profligate finishing from Lookman and a smart stop from Raya kept Arsenal on level terms. Those misses looked to have proved costly when the visitors were awarded their second penalty of the evening. After Hanko was adjudged to have tripped substitute Ebrechíez, but the decision was eventually overturned following a lengthy VAR review. Despite that reprieve, the hosts struggled to rediscover their attacking spark in the closing stages, as Arsenal held firm to extend their unbeaten run in the tournament and take a positive scoreline to North London next week. As for Atletico, they'll travel to the Emirates with plenty of confidence, despite failing to win, having progressed from 6 of their last 7 semi-final appearances across all UEFA competitions. The UEFA Champions League semi-final first leg between Atletico Madrid and Arsenal ended in a 1-1 draw, but all the talk after the match was about a trio of penalty decisions, 2 of which stood, and one, crucially, that was overturned. Arsenal completely dominated the opening 45 minutes as Atletico seemed content to sit back and defend, but the visitors made the breakthrough on the stroke of half-time when Victor Gyökeres was shoved to the floor inside the penalty area, and referee Danny McAuley pointed to the spot. After a VAR review backed up the official's decision, Gyökeres stepped up and slammed his spot kick through Jan Oblak's hands to put the Gunners 1-0 up, and seemingly well on top as the teams headed into the dressing rooms at half-time. The second half couldn't have been more different than the first, as Atletico came over the break and took the game to Mikel Arteta's men. A Marcos Llorente shot, which was going well wide, hit the stray hand of Ben White, drawing huge appeals for a penalty for the hosts. Referee McAuley initially waved them away, but VAR intervened and the spot kick was eventually awarded. Julian Alvarez emphatically dispatched the penalty, and the game completely transformed as the stadium exploded into life, and Atletico had Arsenal on the rack. But the Gunners weathered the storm and started to get back on top, with substitute Ebrechies to the fore. The Arsenal No. 10 burst into the box and appeared to be fouled by David Hanko. Mikel pointed to the spot once again, sparking wild scenes of protest as the Atletico players surrounded the official, while boss Diego Simeone protested vociferously on the touchline. VAR intervened once again and, after a lengthy period of review, called the referee to the monitor. After watching the incident back several times, the official then opted to reverse his on-pitch decision, sparking huge Atletico celebrations on the pitch, on the touchline, and in the stands. When the final whistle blew, it was the hosts who were celebrating a 1-1 first leg draw, while Arsenal, and their clearly unhappy boss Mikel Arteta, were left to rue the spot kick that might have been.